Good morning, grade 9 students. This is Mrs. Samaha Ibrahim. Today we are going to continue our vocabulary lesson on My Father's Shoulders Part 2. At the end of this video, you are going to be able to review vocabulary words Part 1, identify the meaning of new vocabulary words, and use these vocabulary words in sentences. First to start with is by reviewing Part 1 key vocabulary words. Pause the video and find the appropriate keyword that describes each picture. Now, let's dive in Part 2. Our first word is credentials. Again, credentials. Look at the pictures. What are these in the pictures? Certificates. Qualifications. When do we get these certificates? Upon finishing a certain stage at school or college. What do you use them for? Registering at a school or university, applying a new job, etc. So, what do you mean by credentials? Credentials, it's a noun. It means education, qualifications, achievements, experiences, etc. of someone to enable him or her to do something. For example, as John created his job application, he made a point to highlight all the credentials that made him perfect for the position. What did John create? A job application. Why did he create this job application? To highlight all the credentials that made him perfect for the position. Why does he want to highlight these credentials? Because they made him perfect for the job position. Now, let us read these additional examples. All the candidates had excellent academic credentials. He spent the first part of the interview trying to establish his credentials as a financial expert. Now, it's your turn to give a try. Our second word is criticism. Again, criticism. Look at the pictures. Why do you think they are pointing at the employee? Maybe they didn't like his job. What do you think they are telling him? Your job is unaccepted, bad job, careless employee, terrible work, etc. So are they encouraging or discouraging him in this way? Of course they are discouraging him, because they are judging him in a destructive way. So, do you conclude what do you mean by criticism? Criticism, it's a noun. It means judgment of what is wrong or bad about somebody or something, or disapproval. For example, I think he felt discouraged because of all the criticism he had received over his new work. Why does he feel discouraged? Because of all the criticism he had received. What was the criticism over? His new work. So, did others like his new work or no? No. How did you know that? Because he received criticism that made him feel discouraged. Now, let us read some additional examples. Her lack of interest in the project has provoked harsh criticism from colleagues. The government is currently facing severe criticism. Now, it's your turn to give a try. Let us move to our next word. Inspire. Again, inspire. Look at the picture. What is the boy doing? Thinking. What does the light bulb mean? He has an idea. How do you think he gets this idea? Maybe he remembers something or someone's doing. So, this is what leads him to be inspired. He got an idea, which means He was inspired by somebody or someone. Maybe he remembers someone's words or idea or someone's action that inspires him. So inspire, it's a verb. It means to stimulate or encourage somebody to do something. For example, Sayyid Hassan Nasrullah made a speech that inspired a whole generation. Who made the speech? Sayyid Hassan. What was the result of his speech? He inspired a whole generation. Now let us read some additional examples to clarify the idea. He inspired self-confidence in his pupils. These riverbanks have inspired poets for many centuries. Now it's your turn to give a try. Let's move to the next word. Perilous. Again, perilous. What do you see in the picture? This is an explosion. What kind of explosion is it? A nuclear. How can you describe this explosion? It's dangerous. So what's another word for dangerous? It's perilous. So perilous, it's an adjective. It means very dangerous, exposing to great danger. For example, because of the continuous war, life in Syria has become extremely perilous and frightening in the recent years. How has life in Syria become extremely perilous? Why has it become perilous? Because of the continuous war. Now, let us have additional examples. He promised to climb up the perilous peak along with us the next day, but then he chickened out at the last moment. Sailing a bamboo raft through early winter storms was definitely perilous. Now it's your turn to give a try. Now let us move to the next word. Deliberately. Again, deliberately. Look at the short sketch. Why did the teacher punish the student? Because she didn't do her homework. What was the reason behind not doing her homework? There was no reason. She did it on purpose. So, how can we describe such an action? She has done it deliberately. So deliberately, it's an adverb. It means purposely, carefully thought of, and done intentionally. She has done it on purpose. For example, I deliberately didn't have lunch so that I would be hungry tonight. So why didn't I have lunch? In order to be hungry tonight. Did I miss to bring my lunch? That's why? Of course not, because I said I did it deliberately. So what do you mean by deliberately? Deliberately means on purpose. Let us read some additional examples. I don't know if she accidentally picked up the phone or deliberately did that. Another one, she deliberately ignored my question and changed the subject. Now, it's your turn to give a try. Astonishment. Again, astonishment. Look at the pictures. What expression does this man show? Great amazement, surprised, shocked, etc. So, astonishment, it's a noun. It means great amazement, often causing shock. For example, he's never punctual, but today he arrived on time to my astonishment. So what is his usual habit? He's never punctual. What was an astonishment to me? He arrived on time. So what does astonishment mean? Amazement, causing shock. Let us read some additional examples. My jaw dropped in astonishment when I saw the size of the audience. I spotted a shooting star, which to my astonishment was bright green in color. Now it's your turn to give a try. Let us move to practice 1, where you have to match each vocabulary word to its appropriate situation. Pause the video and try to solve this exercise alone. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget, stay home and stay safe.